Hi, everyone. My name is Destiny.
My name is Gloria.
I'm Helen.
I'm Cheryl.
Oh, so nice to meet you guys.
Hi, Dan.
Come again.
Hello. Sorry, I think there's a bit of a delay, but it's really nice to meet all of you.
Nice to meet you too. Good morning.
I'm sorry, what?
Good morning.
Did you ask my name? Is Destiny?
She's called Destiny.
Yeah. Destiny, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. What are you guys? What time is it there?
It's 5 p.m.
5 p.m.
Oh, okay. It's 8:30 over here.
What's the time that side?
I'm sorry. Did one of you say something?
You're not getting us. Are you really getting us what we are saying?
It's coming in very delayed, and it's like multiple voices on top of each other, so I'm not totally sure I'm hearing correctly.
Close. Why you close?
So, Destiny, how is everyone? How is everyone there?
Everyone's really well. It's getting close to Thanksgiving for us, so we're gonna have a break in school for a couple of days next week.
Oh, wow. How was your night?
Yes, it's wonderful. And how is everyone over there?
They are fine, actually. Uh, they have school, so they are fine. We are still going for holidays on Saturday. Shall we going for our holidays also this time?
I'm sorry, it broke up a little.
We are not yet.
There is noise on the side. There's lots of noise. You get that right.
So Destiny, what's one unique about your culture there that side?
Something unique about my culture. Well, it's my culture's. I feel like it's pretty interesting. It's like a melting pot of different cultures. There's different customs that have come over from different countries, and so it's like a mix of uh, different things. And what's something unique about your culture?
Well, for us as this side, we also have different cultures and we are grouped according to different tribes. And as for me, I belong to the Basoga. It is a group of people. I belong to the Basoga, and we have different dishes. Among the Basoga, for us, we always like sweet potatoes. Are they there that side? Sweet potatoes. Are sweet potatoes there? Sweet potatoes.
Oh, yes, potatoes are abundant here. I love potatoes.
Yeah, sweet potatoes. People in my culture, people in my tribe always like sweet potatoes, and that's our
I'm sorry, the screen froze.
So I was saying, people in my culture, we have different ceremonies. For example, whenever they give birth to twins, they always make parties and people dance around to welcome the twins, because twins in my culture are considered to be a blessing. So whenever someone gives birth to twins, they always make a party and celebrate. And during parties, the most dish they always prepare, they always make some dish called luombo. Luombo. It is, they get meat or chicken and wrap it in cassava, no banana leaf, and then they put spices, and then they prepare it very well, and they give to the visitors.
Do you enjoy it? That sounds
Yeah, my
delicious.
friend. Yeah, and people like it so much in my culture. So Sharop is from a different culture. Joanita, she would also like to share with you.
Hi.
Hello. Oh no, the screen froze again.
Would you want me to come again? Come again.
Oh, sorry, the screen is freezing a little bit, but I can hear you okay.
You're not hearing.
Yes, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, for my culture, I'm a Sabine. I'm a Sabine from Kapchora. I travel so many kilometers to come to school. But one thing unique about my culture, it is okay. We have so many things unique, but there is something called circumcision where they circumcise the boy. This time, a long time ago, they circumcised women, but these days they don't do that because the government removed it and it was so bad. Circumcising a woman, it was not so bad. But these days they just circumcise boys and have it this way, and most people enjoy it. And one thing they enjoy about it because they drink a lot, they make some drinks, they call them homely. Yeah, they make them then people drink a lot. But the one that will be just celebrating that bit. And that they come together. Yes, those guys who circumcised and friends come together, get together. Yeah, that's all I can say about my culture.
Oh, that's very interesting. Thank you for sharing. I wanted to learn more about your traditional dances.
Traditional dish. Come again.
Yes. Your traditional dances?
Traditional dances.
Yes.
We have one traditional dance called chefkoi, but that one is mainly for when they're circumcising. Yeah, but dance chefkoi. And there is another one for those celebrations like weddings. But our songs are unique in a way that every song has its own movement. Like they put this song, it has its own movements, like rotating. They tell you in the song to rotate. They tell you to go from down, all that shit. But the intention for Shipway, it's not mainly for boys because I've not seen for boys. Yeah, it's mainly for boys where they dance when they're going to be circumcised. And when they're going to be circumcised, they color them with white color so that they don't fear the knife. But it's kind of painful, but I don't know how they manage it. But it's not easy.
No, it's
But
so
you have to
cool.
undergo it. Huh?
That's so cool.
It's not cool. Someone has to suffer before, before becoming a mom. Because, okay, you can't marry without getting circumcised. And a woman won't accept someone who is not circumcised to marry her.
Do you each have your own traditional dance, or is it the same?
Huh? No? Every tribe has, like, you can try this one. Hi.
Hello.
Yeah. My name is Martha. Yeah, I'm from the eastern part of Uganda, and I'm an Ethiopian. And in our culture, we have this thing called we celebrate mainly. But in every celebration, there's a specific drink that people take. And imagine this is a wedding, and people have to take something called a john. And a john is made out of millet, fermented millet. They ferment it for very many days for it to be, because you cannot make it in one day. For to take. So people usually ferment it for some days to drink. And in weddings, people normally perform like some culture dances. It's called a como. It's a culture dance specifically for weddings and any other celebrations. And also it's called a Joshi dance. It's, it's like imagine someone has gotten a good harvest in his or her garden, maybe have planted millet. So maybe someone has gotten a good harvest, maybe 10 sacks of millet or 20 sacks of millet. Someone like celebrates, like holds a party in his or her own place, and then they celebrate. And also we have a traditional meal. It's made out of, sometimes people make it out of pumpkin leaves, sometimes cowpeas leaves. They prepare it with something called magadi. It is some salt bought from Lake Katre in Uganda. Here there's a lake called Lake Katre, mainly has salt. They mine salt from it. So that is the salt they use for preparing that meal. Because without that salt, it cannot get ready. Yeah, so up like when they're preparing it, you put in some dinner paste for it to taste nice, and then they mainly eat it with kalo, and kalo is also made out of millet. You grind your millet, then put water. Sometimes they mix it with cassava flour, and then they cook it. But it's nice. I can tell you, it's super cool. When you taste it for the first time, you'll be like, "Oh, this meal is not nice." But when you continue eating it continuously, you will know that it's nice. You'll wish to eat it once again. That's why I encourage you. Maybe if you come to my country, I'd want you to eat it.
Oh, thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
I wanted to also find out what each of you wanted to do, your future career.
Like where I want to do my career from.
Yes.
Okay, first and foremost, as a student of Lakeview, I've always wished in my life to do computer science as a course, and I always wish to go to those super cool universities in Notre Dame, Oxford University. But okay, the thing here in Uganda, poverty is a thing, like it's a thing. So it's somehow hard for some parents. And yeah, I know my family will not be able to do that, but because of the Young Women Global Leadership Program, I'm able to get some skills from it. So like if I'm not able to get what I want, like doing my course as computer science, I can continue with what Young Women Global Leadership Club has given me, knowing how to make shoes, knowing how to knit those clothes, making up clothes with the threads, and also other things like making donuts, such stuff. So I can gain from that. Yeah.
That's incredible. We have more access to computers, and yet I rarely know anything about computer science.
Come again?
I would like to know more about computer science. I'm not very good at that.
Not okay. Computer science. Okay, we always have that club got introduced in school this year. Yeah, some students from Notre Dame University came to our school and they introduced a club called coding classes. So we used to attend those coding classes. They teach you if you don't know anything in IT, that they used to teach us the things of coding and so on. So they inspired me to learn more in computer and okay, those things. Imagine my computer has got hacked, so I have the knowledge of bringing it back. So that is what's called computer science, and it's really super cool to know how to use a computer. Okay, in Africa, most families don't have, and most students don't have phones. Yeah, so me too. I personally, I made sure to join that club to help me in other things that I don't know about ICT, so I can be like well known. Like if I go to a university where I have to study in a course which requires me to use a PC, and I feel like I know because I've been in school and I know. Yeah.
Oh, what other types of skills have they come and taught at your school?
Come again?
What other skills do you learn at your school?
Could you please come again?
What other skills, like computer science, have you learned at your school?
Okay. First and foremost, I can okay, I can testify I did not know anything in computer science, like using computer, I did not know. But through that club and through computer science, through coding classes, I was able to learn some stuff. And here in school, I do computer as a subject. I do mathematics, economics, geography, and computer. So we normally have practicals in classes, not every day, but when in a specific day, like Thursdays, like today, we normally have computer studies. So through those skills, I'm able to do like more in computer, explore more about computers because I'm not yet there at the climax that to say that I'm well versed with computers. No, I'm not yet there. So through these computer classes, coding classes, I'm able to learn more skills. Yeah.
Ah, um, I think. How do you think education can empower young people?
How do I think what? Could you please pardon?
Uh, how do you think education can empower young people, especially girls?
Education. As a girl, okay, in our country, education is something which is key, in especially girl, because if you're an illiterate and you get married maybe to a man who is educated, he will take you as a housewife. Because you're depending on him, using his money, staying in his house, so he can take you as a housewife. You can be like, there's not like, sees nothing out of you, nothing good comes out of you. So as girls, education is key. And I know some families in Uganda, girls don't complete studying, but most of them have a chance to go to technical schools and learn some skills like tailoring, hairdressing, like that. So education is key, especially in girls, and it can help them like create something like equality between men and women. Yeah, because if you're not educated and you're a girl, seriously, people will look at you like you're too cheap, you're too small for life.
That's interesting. It's similar here. Education does mean independence, and um, a lot of times if if a girl doesn't have the same qualifications as a guy, she's often overlooked. And even if she does, sometimes it can, if just for her being a woman, she might not get a job that a man could.
Hello.
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 Hi, girls. This is Dr. Haskin.
Hello.
I was just checking. Hi. I was just checking in to make sure everything was okay. I'm sorry to bother you, Destiny.
Oh, that's okay. I've had a little trouble with the audio, but I think it's going well.
Okay.
Is it okay on the side?
I can hear you, but they have a little bit of back noise in the background. Okay, well, do what you can. I don't want to waste. I don't want to spend. Take up your time. They have to get off at 9 o'clock though. So your time, 9 o'clock, Destiny. Okay.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. Thank you. I'll check in later. Bye bye. Bye, girls.
Well, what qualities do you think make a good leader in your culture?
Well, I think the qualities which can make someone a good leader, someone must be God-fearing, first of all, because God must be present in everything to be successful. The leader who is God-fearing will not be corrupt, will feel sympathy for the people he or she leads, will be loving because God also loved us. And then the second thing, I think a leader should be confident and should have the capacity to tell people something and they follow. Sometimes someone can feel that when the person tells some people to do something, they don't accept it. So the person must be capable of telling people something and they follow. And confidence is also essential because if someone is not confident, the person cannot lead others. Because if you're shy, you can't tell someone something, of course, because you'll be when you don't have the capacity to do so. And also, a leader should be loving, because someone who is loving will always have that compassion and passion for people, and always feel bad whenever somebody is going through hard times, and they always do the necessary. And then another thing I think a leader should be kind, because someone who is kind will always feel bad for people who are suffering and do the necessary. And also a leader should be incorruptible. He must be faithful and loyal to his job. Because someone who is not loyal, someone will always get corrupted easily, and people will not get the necessary resources. And I think a leader should be careful. He or she must not do things recklessly. He must be doing things in the right way, and make sure everything. Let me say, if they say use these funds to construct this road, he or she must make sure he does what is necessary. And also, a leader must have self-esteem and must love him or herself. Because if you don't love yourself, you have low self-esteem, you will even fear people, you can't even do anything, and people will also hate you, because if you hate yourself, then no one will love you. Yeah, I think a leader should have all these qualities.
That's a great list of qualities. Are there any leaders that you look up to that possess those qualities?
Pardon?
Are there any leaders that possess those qualities that you looked up to?
Yes. Yeah, for example, I don't know. For example, our president, His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, is a good leader, is caring. For example, in Uganda, people are facing poverty, and he decided to come up with the parish model development, where he gives funds to people to start up their own businesses so as to reduce poverty. They gave most people who are below the poverty line capital to start up their own businesses so as to survive and get the basic needs of life. So I find him caring in doing so. He tries to reduce poverty in our country. And then the other quality I see in him is that he's God fearing. And for example, his daughter, he has a daughter who is a pastor. She made her church and people go there to pray, and he also goes there at times. And whenever he's making his speeches, in most cases, he emphasizes people to pray. So I also find him good fearing, therefore making him a good leader. And the other thing I see is that he's kind and he's careful. For example, there is an incident that happened as he was driving. He knocked down a goat, someone's goat, but he made sure he packed and paid the person with 8M, which were, yeah, 8 million. Yet even a goat does not even reach 1M, but he paid the person 8M. So I find him a good leader, and he has I think he has most of the quality. Yes.
You mentioned that he's God-fearing. How important is faith to you?
Not pardon. Would you please pardon?
Oh, well, you mentioned that the president is God-fearing, and I was wondering how important is faith to you?
How important is faith to you? Yeah? How important is faith to you? Well, I believe that when you have faith, things can come. Can,
First define faith.
faith is what?
Substance of things of God.
Well, what?
Substance of things of God.
Well, faith is a substance of things hoped for. And for me, I believe that when you have faith in something, you work towards it and you always believe that it will happen. For example, if you pray, when you have faith in God, when you believe things you pray for, you will believe that what I'm praying for will happen. And if you have faith, like as you're doing exams, you have faith that I'll pass, you will work towards it, and it will always encourage you to work towards something. Since you also have faith in him that I'll pass, you always work hard and make sure you achieve it. Faith is essential in most of the things, because it is important actually, because if you don't have faith, for example, if you're doing something and you also don't have faith in it, you not do it properly because it may not happen. So I think faith is important. Maybe Martha can add. Yeah, that's what I think.
I love that. And you referenced one of my favorite Bible verses, Hebrews 11:1. Faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, I loved everything that you said, and it reminded me of one of my favorite Bible verses. Well, let's see.
Network is disturbing us. We're not getting you.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
I think we've run out of time, but is there anything you'd like to share before we end the meeting?
You ask. You want to say?
First, let me ask my next questions.
You ask Cheryl.
Okay.
So,
Okay, what I want to ask, is it like getting a job in that side? Is it like, because in our country here, getting something like a job is really terribly hard. Because remember, many students here graduate, like in a year, you can get like 1,000 students graduating, and they are looking out to get jobs. Yet we find like outside we have like 10 jobs and 1,000 students have graduated in a year. So I was thinking, is it easy to get a job that side and like easy?
I think it is probably easier to get a job here. It's still competitive. There are lots of people that want the same job. But I think it is easier, and education plays a really big part in it. If you have a degree, that can make you way more qualified for a job or seem more qualified.
Question. My friend wants to ask a question.
I have a question, and it's about gender equality. How is gender equality understood in your country?
Well, I think in the last 100 years or so, it's made a lot of great advances, and there's less of a gap in gender equality, but there are still some problems. Women don't make. Oh, I'm sorry. Um,
I'm sorry, I'm getting you.
oh, well, gender equality is important, and there are still some issues like the gender pay gap. Men tend to make more than women. Uh, Sorry, is it time for you guys to go?
Because I'm not getting. I'm not getting you.
Well, gender equality is an important issue here, and I think it's made. There's great advances have been made in our country, but there's still some issues like a gender wage gap. Well, unfortunately, I think our time has run out. I've really enjoyed speaking with you all. I'm sorry for the audio issues.
It's fine. It has been nice talking to you.
It was nice talking to you.
Nice to meet you, Destiny.
Nice to meet you as well. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.